Give me just a second, y'all. Make sure we good on YouTube. Anybody on? All right, we good. Let me set this up. First, I want to say peace and Black African power. Welcome back to Kofi Research.
Kofi, you low.
I'm low.
Hold on. You're gonna have to turn that up.
I might. All right. What about now?
That's better.
All right. Yeah, told me to turn it halfway, but all right. But yeah, peace and Black African power, y'all. Welcome back to Kofi Piesie Research Team with Kofi Piesie Research. Welcome to Kofi Piesie Research Team. I mean, YouTube channel. I want to say ETM Hotel, do all Aku, do all Netcher, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riri, Fatmu Iwa Pele. Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Gungun, Majuba Iba E Lakba, Majuba Iba E Lakba, Igungun Kiki Igungun. I always want to give honor and praises to the ancestors because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. For people out there, please like and share the show. I got brother Benjamin Ninja, aka Black Panther, and my brother from Kofi Piesie Research Team, T'Challa Bangara. I'll mute my mic for a second and let y'all speak, and then we'll get straight into the interview. Again, for those that may appreciate this interview, please share it with those that may appreciate it.
It's on me?
Yeah.
All right. Internet connection was acting funny. Peace, everybody. It's been a minute, but I'm on my grind over here with these African drums, practicing real African culture. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all that other stuff. Making these claims that's been dispelled on the Mossi and the various channels recently. I want to commend my brothers keeping up the good work because they've been standing on y'all head for a minute with all that pseudo stuff. We cannot claim things about Africa that aren't true. And that's one of the main reasons why we exist over here at Kofi Piesie. We want to get the story straight. Griots of the West over here. So I'm looking forward to this interview. Brother Magi and Brother Black Panther on here. Peace to y'all and peace to our good brother Kofi. And thank y'all for tuning in. Like and share the show.
What about you, Ben? You got something?
Hey, no, you can drive a bit. Hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm just checking in. You know, Brother Magi is a scholar that people don't really talk about too often. His book is a classic in my eyes. It should be the standard as far as people coming into any type of new community. So I had to show up and you know, show some love and some respect to brother the man with 100 names. I know I got a lot of names, but I think he might have more than me. But you know, had to come through and respect, man. And I know it's gonna be a good interview.
What about you, Chavis? I see Chavis in here, Chavis, which is a news member of the Kofi Piesie Research Team. Brother, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm just peace to brothers, peace to Smash, peace to the chat. I'm just in finna soak up some good game from Smash because I always followed a lot of his information, man, and he inspired me too, man.
All right. All right, real quick, man, before we get into the interview, like you say, we, for people that may not know, but you know, we trying to push this new community, the new Independent African Academy community. So, let me read this real quick. Let me know if y'all see this on my screen. Can y'all see that on my screen?
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I said I promised I was gonna read this every time we went live. I was gonna read this. Let me enlarge it where I can see, everybody can see this. And I don't know if you know, Brother Smash, like I said, we finna get started in just a second with the interview, but man, we no longer part of that conscious community over there, man. We packed our bags, brother, and we ran to this new community, man. But real quick, again, welcome back to the new Independent African Academy. These are some of the mandates. Real quick, I'm gonna run them down. We're gonna get started, but I just want to read these every day. Every time we go live and reiterate this, so the people in the panel can know exactly what kind of codes and conducts and mandates and goals we have set over here. All right. Never talk down on another NAA member of the public. Number two, no pseudoisms. What is that? Research method and methodologies must be followed. Teach those who are ready and willing to learn. Support other members. Disagreements handled in privacy. Number seven, no one is above correction. Number eight, we must stand for Black Africa is descendants and diasporas, zero tolerance of dishonesty. Let me go to the second page. Iwariri, which is good character. That is the standard. No selfless acts, no scamming, no paraphernalia, no disrespecting to the Black women, race first, support Black businesses, integrity, must possess the will to learn. Each one teach one, or as I would like to say, as I learn, we all learn. These are the goals: producing more authors, producing exceptional men and women, institutions of learning, entrepreneur, scientific literacy, scholarships for the youth, long-lasting marriages, creating rites of passages, unifications, and multiple support systems. Wanted to share that real quick. So those are some of the goals that we have. Also, if you don't know, we are actually a writing group. So please go get, if I'm pointing right, go get Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo. This is a book that I put out a couple of months ago. If you want to learn about what Kimoyo is, or what they call an African traditional religion, or what they call an African spirituality, we just like to call it Kimoyo. That is what we're trying to term it as now. Go get that publication. Also, we just released, maybe 2 weeks ago, the group Kofi Piesie research team presented by the Mossi warrior clan. We released Spirits Masters, the historical survey in the minds of African warriors, scholars, volume 4. This is about volume 4. Please go out and cop that. That is on Saintree, Different Branch Publishing, as well as the book I published 3 months, about 2 or 3 months ago, The Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo. Also, go and, let me go down here to the other one. Go and pre-order Sean's book, who's also a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan and the Kofi Piesie research team, his new publications. Right here, go out and pre-order it right now. Let me see, I got something in the way. What SARS COVID taught me. Go pre-order that book right now. It's also on Saintree, Different Branch. That is our publishing company. Go get that book as well. All right, let's get started, man, with the interview. I just want to, well, hold on. One more thing I wanted to plug real quick before we get started is, let me go here. Where is it? The t-shirt. New Independent African Academy t-shirts. If you want the new Independent African Academy t-shirts, please go to our apparel store, Family Connect Apparel, to get your new Independent African Academy t-shirts, or your Warrior Scholar t-shirts, or any other shirt that we have on the line. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started, man. Peace, Brother Jonathan. Peace.
Peace. How y'all doing? Peace to the panel, everybody. Thanks for having me this afternoon. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Also, could you tell people briefly about yourself, man, before we get into the interview, for people that may not know who Jonathan Owens is, aka aka Smash, Rockwell, as well as 1,000 other names. You can.
I'm professionally known as Casual. I've been doing music since.
Can you hear me?
Pardon me? Hello?
Jonathan.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hear you. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Shooty, where is the up-to-date technology?
Interesting.
You got all that new technology that ain't working.
You can't hear me, brother? Well, I'll just go on until he come back.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. I got all this new equipment up here, and
Stop touching stuff, Kofi. You over there like a little kid playing with stuff. Stop touching stuff, Kofi. Let the interview go.
Right, so y'all gotta excuse me. This is my first time operating all of this stuff, so excuse me, but let's get into it, man. My first question, man, for you, Smash, man, is name some of your favorite Warrior Scholars, man.
Some of my favorite Warrior Scholars. That's interesting. And, you know, the term Warrior Scholar, I guess, has been defined by our community as those who maintain the fight against white supremacy, or the pseudoisms, or that's the, you know, definition I get of a Warrior Scholar. But actually, when I go back into history, I start thinking of some people who were really Warrior Scholars, or so one might say warrior historians. And I don't follow, I'm just going through a person who popped into my mind. Y'all might have to excuse me for actually going there, but I started thinking about characters who probably, some might argue, don't even exist. But I started thinking about Manetho and Flavius Josephus, particularly not because of what I put forward at first, that a lot of us look at Warrior Scholars as those who fighting against white supremacy or what have you. I started thinking about actual people who were at war while still maintaining their histories or what have you. But to answer the question the way you might want it, I mean, I deal with some of the ones who raised me, like Ashra Kwesi. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would even say names of people that I don't even follow their information no more. C. Freeman L. You know what I'm saying? These were brothers, to answer the question the way that it was asked, who helped me out early on. But to keep it a buck, once I started getting to a level, it became my peers like Asar Imhotep, Ujahu, either the brother Black Panther right here. If you want me to really add, I'm not historically going back too far beyond Sheikh Anta Diop, Ivan Van Sertima, and all of the people that you guys would know, I would say, to answer that question. That's why I wanted to answer it a little differently. When I give that thought some time, I start thinking about the historians who actually fought for real. You know what I'm saying? At war. And I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt, man. And Sean, stop hating out there, man. Stop hating out there. Like I said, it's my first time, man, with my equipment, man. You talking about my equipment trash. Like he said, I got the best thing out here on the market, bro. Go look it up. But anyway, name the last.
Yeah, but you got it off the back of a truck.
Nah, I ain't got it off the back of yeah, man. But name the last book you read or the book you are currently reading, Brother Smash?
Last book I read, it was not like it was a research book. Honestly, the last book like I pick up was not even the type of book that you read. This is just my favorite book, which I just found the other day. And so I've been scrolling through it, but it's just a dictionary, believe it or not. But it's not a dictionary, it's a grammar book. It's Sir Alan Gardner's Egyptian grammar. And the reason why I start live streaming on my show. If y'all ain't up, my channel was Smash Rockwell on YouTube. I need all y'all to tap in and give me some support, help me build up on my page. But one thing I was talking about last week was misplacing a lot of my books. And I couldn't find my favorite book. And so I did a little bit of research and I stumbled across my favorite book, which is, and that's the last book I looked through, Sir Alan Gardner's Egyptian Grammar. One of the things, and I'm gonna just show you why, it seemed like you reading the dictionary. It's not, it's a grammar book. One of the things I put forward in my research of Nubia led me back to this bird. It's a guinea fowl. They call it a Numidian guinea fowl. Well, Gardner did a lot of work in his books to, a lot of work that other people has not done to give these zoo types or these animal classifications. And so, again, me doing research on the term Nubia, looking for that bird and finding that bird in Gardner's work, I had to go back and look through my stuff not too long ago just to see if some of the stuff I was putting out was actually true about Egyptians not being able to even see this bird in order to put it in this lexicon if they had not came from deep south in Egypt, basically. So yeah, Sir Alan Gardner's Egyptian Grammar.
Alan Gardner. Okay, no doubt. My next question, we gonna get into, man. I got like 1,000 questions, man, that I would.
It's Bill. It's cool. We doing
1,000 questions, man. And again, y'all appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, please like, share the show, and just have some patience with me. I'm working through this. It's my first time using my stuff, so I'm working through it. I'm working through it. Next time, with the next interview this evening, it'll be better. This guy, he's a tech when it comes to this stuff, man. But I want to get into the music first, before we get into the scholarly stuff, because I'm a big fan of rap music. Well, I'm a big fan of the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? The late 2000s, when it started. I'm still a fan of hip hop music, but a lot of the stuff I don't listen to. So my favorite era is the 90s music. And that's basically all I listen to on Sirius Satellite Radio is the old hip hop station. So I'm gonna ask you who is Casual, so you can tell us who Casual is. But before we do that, I want to do something different. Mm-hmm. With this, we got I'm also a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan, and we got a member, and I remember watching this show when you was doing the hip hop thing, and he sent you a track, and you played it on air. You was playing people's stuff on air. If you got it, you was playing it on air. So I just wanted you to check this track out, man. I ain't asking you to sign him. I'm just
good. Play it. It's good.
All right, and this is one of my favorite songs off his new CD, man. It's called Foolish. But y'all check it out. For those two that may not, a lot of people know who Fortune is, but this is Fortune off his new album.
Yeah. It's so real. So real. Yeah. I'm subhuman. What kind of woman wanna love a mutant? Resort to me after these thugs use them. My bedroom is a strange ruin. Last time I hit a chick was King Travis. She ain't done suing. I'm done doing wasted years. I'm ruined. I attempt to shoot and score, but it's my destiny to be a troubadour. A true whore. I'm like a Labrador retriever receiving the red flag matador. I'm mad at the world. I once portrayed I was a savage to bedazzle a girl. Stiletto heels and sew-ins I would lavish her. Told me I was off trying to romance her. I should ravish her. World around, left me for real niggas, the word around. World renowned, what mirrors reveal, I admit. I'll always be a coward and I ain't worth shit. Roses I read, the double Glock between my eyes blue. It's imminent, I'm too fucking effeminate, I'm a fool.
I've always put my pride aside. I always told the truth. I'm stubborn, I don't compromise. I simply play it cool. I'm foolish,
I'm so self-conscious with no self-conscious. It's times I went too far and I got some mental scarring. I had this melanated girl but hesitated to be thorough. My time went in the rounds, I'm trying to elevate the world. Mutual attraction but lacking physically in figure. Contrast to the ass being the famous rapper. Get you, it's brewing, other women alluring. And now the more we sex you feel neglected. Our connections getting ruined. You would fight for my love while I chase bitches that don't love me. You even cook for me but she got a better look for me. You spend your racks up on me. Hit niggas with the ratchet for me just for us to be in matrimony. But friend zone with the brother who would love to serve you. Cause I never deserved you. So neither us is using virtue. Can't you see we in a circle? Each of us are cruel. For them I'm a fool. For me you a fool. Betty asking too.
I've always put my pride aside. I've always told the truth. I'm stubborn, I don't compromise. I simply play it cool. I'm foolish,
My troubled ass browsing, subsidized housing. This bubbled ad lousy shit to leave your ad gouging. I'd rather be fad doused than hear these verbal roundhouses. Y'all raising your mouths loud. Can't you see your child's rousing? My look upon lounging. He should bestow my masculinity. And up there slept and crept disaster enemies. Look at myself doubting all these passive tendencies. I had passive piety, but cash is deity. Niggas went from dope sack selling to cul-de-sac dwelling. I kept the 9 to 5, wept and wide, but why? My stomach large and my face hardened. Gone is my hopes. Spent 4 years on Cardinals, my wage garnished. I still keep feeling like I ain't shit. Even if I had a fucking facelift, it's self-hatred. To eat a 9mm told me to pill a hater. To kill the day to live like told me Philippator.
I've always put my pride aside. I've always told the truth. I'm stubborn, I don't compromise. I simply play it cool. Cause I'm foolish. I'm foolish, Cause I'm foolish.
All right, man. I just want to. That's like, and the reason why I played it. This is my favorite song, and the reason why I wanted you to check the song out is it kind of put me back in the '90s hip hop. I mean, it kind of got that kind of feel, to me, of y'all music that y'all put out with the Hyro crew, man. So I mean, you might be saying you might disagree with that, but it kind of put me back in that era of the '90s, man, hip hop, man. So what you think about it, man?
Shout out
That's
to
Fortune Believes, man.
Yeah, shout out to Fortune.
Claim.
It sound cool. I mean, he be spitting. He been spitting. I was since I met him back in the day, he been a spitter. You feel me? It sound cool. Sound like I don't know what's the matter with the track though. I mean, the track cool, but I don't know if the way it was coming through the speakers sound like it was static on the beat, but not on the voices though. If I was really trying to keep it a buck, I'd say mix that thing again or something. You feel me? Or get it mastered, mix it and mastered. But that's just, we trying to keep it constructive and keep it a buck. That thing was nice. You feel me?
No doubt. Well, let's get into it, man. Who was Casual, man? Who was Casual?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. That was just professionally known as Casual. I got signed to Jive Records in 93 back in the day, you know what I'm saying, to do my first debut album on Jive. I did it, and then I lost that deal, and me and my guys opened up our own label based out of Oakland, California, Hieroglyphics Imperium. We dropped our first record in 1997, and it kind of like did ghetto gold, so to speak. Seeing that you was independent, selling 100,000 units was a landmark, and we hit that mark at that time, and so it allowed us to do a lot of other things. And so, Casual is a member of Hieroglyphics, independent solo artist, been doing it since 93, since before that, really.
No doubt. How many albums did you well, you already answered that question. You say you only released that one album. that one album on Jive. But what? How
yeah.
many other albums did you release though? You released multiple
I mean,
albums.
I lived about, I stopped counting, but like 12, 10 of them by myself, maybe, and 2 with the crew. If that's wrong, then I'm in the ballpark. But you feel me? I don't even be on it like that. Because some of my projects I don't even put into my catalog like that. It's the way that I approach my artistry at this age. It's not 100% for me to capitalize off. And I think that helped me get a little bit better, or at least to maintain my level of lyricism, or not to fall off, so to speak, because of just my approach to the art. You feel me?
All right, no doubt. And I wanted to ask you, so you your first debut album, like you said, where it was called Fear Itself, which was on Jive, and then you released multiple albums after that, and you got one album that is called Smash Rockwell.
Yes, sir.
Something introducing Smash Rockwell. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Smash, I think it was Smash Rockwell Presents or something like that. You're right. You're right, though.
Yeah, it's something like that. So tell, because Ben asked the question, or was asking you a while ago, I was saying, wait to the show. So what's so Smash Rockwell is what, like one of your alter egos? Can you?
So yeah, it was Casual Presents Smash Rockwell. That's how I titled that one, since everybody knew me as Casual. But over the time, I mean, the way my career went, I got to drop one solo album, and then, you know, we got dropped, so we had to do group albums. And then coming back after the group album was damn near like 10 years later. And so in that time, people had more from calling me Casual to Cash to Cash to Smash. That's just how that went down in Oakland and amongst my friends, just from how we used to kick it or whatever. You feel me? That was just a nickname I took on. And so I was just introducing my fans to Smash Rockwell, so to speak, and what they had missed in the last, you know, I would say, well, we did the Hieroglyphics album. We did 2 Hiero albums in the meanwhile, so it wasn't like we wasn't on scene, but I wasn't getting no personal notoriety. Everything we would do would be always going out as hieroglyphics, so much so to where we was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but people wasn't knowing our individual names. You know what I'm saying? And so when I came back, I'm like, check this out. This Smash Rockwell right here. I had to call the whole album that and just give them some bars, give them a little bit of variety. Coming from the West Coast, I don't always like to be just focused on rapidy. Sometimes I just like to kick it on the track. But that was a good combination of both on the Smash Rockwell album.
Okay, no doubt. Man, okay, you mentioned the hieroglyphic, man. Let's I just got a question, because I don't know if this is true or not, because like I say, I'm a hip hop head. I'm a fan of the early 90s all the way up to the 2000s, but my era was the 90s. And one of the guys, you know, he was different, but I liked him, and I listened. I used to I bought his tapes. He was actually the first person out of California or the Oakland area that I knew. I mean, you know, that I knew besides Too Short was Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. So is Dale the Funky Homo Sapiens the founder of the hieroglyphics?
Yes, sir. That's my OG. That's my partner. That's one of my best friends. We known each other since elementary grade school. And the way that happened, he was Ice Cube cousin. And so, and that was just love. We was up in the Bay, and he was a couple years older than us. You feel me? I mean, older than the whole crew. But he always was the one with the plan or the one with the strategy. So he was telling us, I'm going to go to LA, I'm going to get my deal because I'm working with Cube and them. He was like, once I get my deal, I'm going to get y'all deals. And that's really how it went down, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? He started working with the Lynch Mob with Ice Cube. Cube said he was going to produce this first album. Cube got Dell signed to Jive. And then, I mean, not to Jive, I'm sorry. Cube got Dell signed to Elektra with Dante Ross. And then that started a little frenzy because Dell was, you know, that was the first time people heard the Hiero style. And so it kind of like was You feel me? It kind of like was a buzz back then. It was lightweight viral for the time, so to speak. You know what I mean? And so that started a little, well, actually, it wasn't just that. We went to like the Gavin in 91 or 92, like block the elevator doors on some LL Cool J and start rapping with and let none of the executives go up to their rooms because we was blocking the doors rapping. And instead of them calling security on us, they stopped and was just listening for hella long because we was busting. And believe it or not, before I got home, I mean, when I got home, it's back when you had them old answer machines with the tape in it. When I got home, I looked at the answer machine. It probably could only take 30 messages. All my answer machine was full because the tape had ran out. I was bugged out like how that happened. Believe it or not, a lot of them executives found some way to actually get my home number, bro. Call my home number, left hella messages on my phone. So that's how I wind up getting signed. But it was still because of Dale, because he kind of like led the way for us, you know what I mean? Getting us into the industry and stuff.
Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Dabalina. What is it, Bob Dabalina? Which one is it?
Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina. He had a lot of them old school joints. A 1-2. He had some wrong place, wrong time. He had a few good ones, but Dabalina was like a hit on like BET and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they was playing that on every station, MTV, BET.
Yeah, that was my first introduction into Delta Funk and Homo Sapien was that record right there. And then from there, man, I started, I found out he was Ice Cube, Kenda Ice Cube, his cousin or whatever. And, so I started checking him out. And through him, that's how, I got introduced to the rest of the members. And like you were saying, at first, I didn't even know who all consisted of the hieroglyphics, man. So can for people that might know who we talking about by the hieroglyphics, man, could you tell them some of the members of the hieroglyphics?
Definitely hieroglyphics, as some may not know, some may know. Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Souls of Mischief. That's the 4-man group, Souls of Mischief. Y'all might remember that from the 93 Till fame.
Yeah.
My man Pep Love, the wizard and extraordinary rhymer and just a wonderful person. And myself, Casual, with producers Domino and DJ Teray. And so we've been doing this, again, as a collective since before we got signed, but that's who it is.
Let me ask you something. The Souls of Mischief. Now, I got introduced to them after Del the Funky Homo Sapien. So did you come before? Because I didn't see you until after the Souls of, after it seemed like when that song 93 Till, and then they put out another hit. I can't think of the name of it. And then after that, I seen Casual. I seen one of your videos. So did you come first, or Souls of Mischief came before your solo project?
Souls got signed before me. Souls of Mischief got signed before me, but we got signed in like the same time period, or we got signed together. But they delayed my album and pushed my album back. And so that's the way that 93 Till was one of the introductory songs for. It was a good thing because I didn't have no songs like that. If I would have came out first, it wouldn't have been a good follow-up to Dale's Mr. Dabalinas and stuff. I had stuff, but I didn't change my character. I just sang the same old battle rapper. I wasn't trying to make no hits. And not to say that the songs they just got A+, and they naturally could do that. They had that look, and there was a 4-man group or whatever, and it came off like that. And so Jive pushed my record back and got on a record Tough and put out 93 Till. So it went Dale's, the Dabalina songs you heard, but believe it or not, you got to remember, he put us on the B-side of that first. It was a song called Burnt. And that's when people first heard about, the Hiero Crew on a song called Burnt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just wanted you to, elaborate, because like I said, I didn't know who because at first, following, I didn't know that I knew they wore the shirt, the logo, that I seen Dale had. And then I seen them with the logo, but I still at that time I didn't connect and say, okay, well, shoot, they are part of the hieroglyphics. I didn't really know who the hieroglyphics was, who they all consist of until like later on down the line, man. But yeah, man, for those, now y'all know who the Hieroglyphics Crew consist of. Now, who are some of your favorite music collabs? And I'm not excluding the crew that you know the hieroglyphics
Collabs, you
outside the
said?
yeah, collabs musically.
Oh man, that I've done. I mean, I ain't collab with the best people I would want to, but Sean P, me and Sean P was working and we worked a lot. Rest in peace, Sean P. That was just one of my favorite collabs. We was working on an album, but it never manifested. Not because he passed, but it got pushed to the wayside a few years before that because we had both got busy. But collabs, I mean, I like working with everybody, and I don't even work with it like that. I don't really, I do features. Some rappers don't do features. They don't work with, I don't work with everybody. If you sound like you were joking, then it just might not happen. But it's hard to pick one over another one. Besides that instance of getting to work with the late, great Sean Price, you feel what I'm saying?
No doubt. Oh, no doubt. That brother there, Sean Nice, man. Sean Nice.
Yeah.
All right, man. I just, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep the interview. We try to do the interview an hour, no more than an hour and a half. I don't like to do them long shows if not possible. So let's move on, man. But I wanted to touch on the music, man, because I wanted to touch on it because I don't, when you on somewhere else, they don't really mention the music. They always talk about the scholastic stuff, man, the scholarly stuff, the information. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to start the interview off, man, with the music. So, people can kind of,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
No doubt, man. So let's get into, the Magi, man. So what is the Magi, man, for people that may not know what the Magi is?
Well, people don't know. I mean, if you ask me, in the way I put it, the Magi were the Africans responsible for the greatness, the richness, and the security of Egypt. And I'll explain this in various ways, but just to get to the detail, and I know we got limited time, why not we just make this a teaching moment as well? I think it's about the 5th dynasty, maybe the 6th. I think it's the 5th dynasty when Owens, some call him Winnie, Owens Egypt was being attacked by Syrians, people from a land called Kor. And Owens sent his man Harkuf to go down in the Nubia, go upstream down in the Nubia to get some of the homies, just like we've been doing every time it go down. See, some people will tell you that they went into sub-Saharan Africa and created slave armies. But if you think about the time periods and you think about the technology and you think about the inability to even do such a thing, if you got some people encroaching upon your land, you know what I'm talking about? Well, how you gonna go to some other people, make them slaves or armies to fight these other people? So basically what it came down to is in our research, we find where they went. They went to 5 areas, and one of the areas became synonymous with the enforcers of Egypt. It was a land known as Mija. And the people from Mija were the Magi. You feel me? And this is the 5th dynasty we're talking about, where we call upon these people to help protect Kemet. But we find the name becomes synonymous with quote unquote police in Kemet at about the 18th dynasty. And not saying the way we know the word police, it sounds distasteful. If you're in a culture of your own, then the policy enforcers are those people who, you feel what I'm saying, is making sure there's order was kept, was actually Nubians from, the Magi.
All right. Man, okay, this is a question too, because I'm not sure on this. Because I know people call you the Magi. They call you the Magi too, but you got a Facebook page, and I still, after all these years, I still didn't pay no attention to it because I mean, I was, before I started calling you Jonathan Owens, I I always referred to you as the Magi, the Magi, the Magi, and then now I'm starting to refer to you more as Smash Rockwell. But I never paid attention to this until the other day. I did a show on Where is the Amen Ra Squad, and it was people thought it was gonna be something crazy. How it's gonna be something crazy when Unc West is my man, you see.
Yeah.
So I just did a show, and it was a show dedicating and just giving the history. So I had talked to Unc about the history of the Amen Ra Squad. Amen Ra Squad. So he gave me some info. I used info. I took y'all pictures, and I talked about y'all talked about each one of y'all individually, and one of the Amen Ra Squad members, he ended up watching it, and he called me, and he liked the show, and he appreciated what I did. He was giving me some history too that I didn't even know. So the Magi Vanguards of Kemet. So that's actually, I thought that was just a Facebook page. So that was actually a group of you and Sanjetti and
yeah, exactly. A lot of other scholars, and even though really it's just a way of mind. Neb, Sanjetti. But what happened? Even Asar and Ujahu. But as we start to have these scholastic differences, even and my brother Ben, but as we start having these scholastic differences, ways be parting straight up, like the Red Sea. No, I mean, I'm just on some that was pseudo, but you know what I mean, though. Y'all know the analogy. When somebody get to a point in their research where they think they right and another brother think they right, it be big, bruh. Like I ain't even like that in my, I feel like we could still build together. But that kind of like tore the initial players who was down under that Magi banner apart, because with Neb being down and with Asar and Ujahu being down and we all administrators, that was already beef. You know, I mean, not to just keep it real, one was pushing the Kemet means black language. And when we in groups like this, we have to have some type of scholastic consensus on what type of material we put out. And others were teaching that the term Kemet related to the fertile soot or the soil. And that right there was enough of me. I don't even do it. I just keep pushing my monikers and my banners. And there's a lot of people who still, that I didn't mention, still, I mean, I got brothers who then went to Kemet and just sent me back all kind of photos because I couldn't go in order to help the Magi research team. So even though I rock the moniker Magi, we also got to understand that that's just me rocking that moniker. I wish it represented a lot more people, but it has represented more than just myself. You feel me?
Well, I got a question, man. Like, all right, I'm a member of various groups. I'm a member of the Seshu Ma'ani Meta Netcher. I'm actually a founding member of the Seshu Ma'ani Meta Netcher. And I'm a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan, and I'm a member of Kofi Piesie research team. And what kind of advice can you give us? Because that to me, I see that what breaks up a lot of groups, man. Like a lot of good guys that has good intentions, you know what I'm saying? Good at what they do in their lane. What kind of advice, man, can you give us or anybody else that has a group that can stop the breakdown before it even reaches its peak, man, over differences? Like I know, like we do the same. Like we write books, so a lot of times, we put it in there for let our colleagues, peer review it or send it to somebody and let it peer review. Sometimes it ain't right. We have to fix it. Sometimes our opinion is different than their opinion, like you said, when we going down and we looking at research and this person don't want to be wrong. This person here want to be right. So, man, what can we do, to stop, from groups from breaking up over opinion or differences in information, man?
That's a very, very good question. One, I don't know if I'm qualified to answer, but I will say that I have been a member of a conglomerate that's still in existence and been existing since we formed. We formed as friends in music, and I don't want to confuse the two, but a lot of the things I'm gonna say on the subject comes from me being down with a group called Hieroglyphics. And so one thing I noticed is that if the majority, if 100% of the reason why we convene with each other is to exchange information, and I mean, we could bear the fruit of that information and go further and further. But if all of this boils down to ideological ideological issues that we're working out or that we agree upon, then I think that it's always prone to break or have a fork in the road if the basis of an organization is quote unquote 100% ideological or whatever, meaning that if it ain't been formed into a canon what your ideology is, now you're starting to get religious with it. But feel me, if it ain't been written down exactly what the ideology of that organization is, then it's going to splinter at some point with people pushing the research. But one thing I've noticed is that I don't think any organization should, and we see the world knows this too, no organization should be just 100% based on its ideology and us just talking and us not bearing no real actual manifestable fruit, like no assets is what the word is called. And that term is a term that keeps people together and tear people apart. But particularly in my experience with my brothers, to where we might not even talk for a long period of time, but we've accumulated assets together. And so the underlying, again, our ideologies at some point don't outweigh our assets. You see what I mean? And so then when you talking about people who ready to walk because y'all had this argument, but if y'all own a apartment complex together in the name of the research team, y'all not gonna be so willing to part ways over simple ideological differences. You see what I'm saying? And so I think that having a backing that ain't just we talking and we arguing and we gonna debate, that's gonna be the full extent of what we could do. Nah, if we start stepping beyond that into the world, we start to form organizations that don't nobody want to run from, because that organization is bigger than just the stuff that we talk about or that we disagree about or that we even agree about. And so adding assets to all of this stuff that we're doing is going to be the big game changer, I think, to where whoever step forward and put that money together and start accumulating like that, that's what it's going to be. You feel me?
That let me know right there that we kind of like on the right path, like you said, building the assets together. We got the apparel company, Boca Family Connect Apparel. We got a scholarship, the Kofi Piesie research team scholarship, and the Black Panther scholarship over there in Gambia. So we fund kids in the Gambia area to go to school at the numerous Gay Journal Skills Academy in Gambia. We also have Same Tree Different Branch Publishing, where we publish all our publications, as well as publish other. We've been doing our work, but in the next few months, they'll see some work that we've been publishing outside of Mossi and outside of Kofi Piesie research team, who's now acquiring our business, man. So yeah, we building some assets. This is my son keep calling me. He gonna call me all the time. But yeah, I see we kind of in that moving in the right direction, man. Because I do, and I can say too. Sometimes I get to where I feel like if a person, I don't know, I might distance myself from a person like that, but I at times do it. I feel like at one particular time, I'm not really gonna speak on it, but when a person you in a group with and they feel like they know a whole lot, and you can critique me, but I can't critique you. You know what I'm saying? I tend to, be like, well, I'm out, man. But I'm glad I never did, bust a move, man. But yeah, I just wanted to ask that question, man, because I see that is a detriment to a lot of people over information. I mean, we'll bang on each other over information, or we are part of something good, and just because we have a disagreement, or my opinion different than your opinion, then it destroys the group, man. And I would have liked to seen, what would have came out of the group, man. Magi, man, vanguards of Kemet, man, because I respect, brother Ben, who gave me an opportunity to be a part of the Massa Warrior clan. I respect you. I first noticed you on when I used to watch Silent the TV back in the day. That was the first time I seen you. I don't even know if he was a member of the Amen Ra Squad then, and you might have was.
I was.
Okay. So that was my first time seeing you then, you was, this before I got on my Kemet thing. I got on my Kemet thing at one time, and I took the session meta netcher classes from Wu Jiao, and from that class, the group ended up forming the students. We didn't want to, after the class, we graduated, we got our lit the plaques, but we still wanted to build because we were building outside. So we created the Seshuma Ani Meta Netcher group. And then we created a YouTube channel and started showing in real time that, you don't have to go to these Egyptologists. You got people that look just like you that can transliterate and translate the sesh themselves. So you don't have to go to them, and that kind of impressed me when I seen you actually talk about it and demonstrate it on that show. But like I said, I respect you, Sanjay, as well as a Sarim Hotel, and I wish I would have, I wish, those things wouldn't happen where we was able to see some works come out, as y'all as a collective, man. But before I go into anything else, man, I know I got Black Panther and T'Challa and Chavis, man. Y'all got anything, man, that y'all would like to ask Brother Smash before I go any further?
I wanted to ask about that track that you got on your intro. Like, where can you get that on some type of streaming platform?
All right. I appreciate you for asking that and motivate me to put it someplace where people could download it. I'll probably put it on my Bandcamp and share the link. But I made another one today that was kind of fun, and I did it for the fun of it. It was called Black Egypt. I don't know if y'all can hear. I did it to make some people mad, and anybody want that smoke, we could get that smoke. I banged that Black Egypt, and I got enough new modern day white scholars to beat up anybody that's trying to say that Egypt wasn't black. But I hate to go off the subject. I will put that song up on my Bandcamp, and then I'll make an announcement. But right now, I was talking about so many people. I normally don't put songs like that into my official catalog, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like I put it out for us for fun. We can rip it off YouTube, but I don't really want to be selling a song where I'm talking about hella people and shit like that. It's just art to me again. I don't know if you can feel that though.
It's fire though, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, that's slap, huh?
I'm talking about every time it come on again, I'm listening the whole way through.
I appreciate that, family member, straight up. That keep me motivated, and that's just like right when the show over, that little piece of motivation is gonna go into my creative life when I turn on these beat machines and try to bang out another one. Hey, let me see. Can y'all hear this? I don't know. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Listen, I was just vibing today. It was Kemet, Black Egypt. It was a Nile Valley civil Black Egypt. Like and subscribe. Black Egypt. There wasn't no Mediterranean culture. Like and subscribe. You gonna get tormented for 4 minutes if it's war when it just share just
yeah, that's slap right there.
Door in it. The newbies flow. That's before Kemet. My Kim T got rubies and gold, and it's fit for a Kushite king. See, they want that real Black Egypt that they could be knocking, boy. You feel me? They gonna be knock that right there. I just sat right here and was cooking that up. But then I started listening to some of my lyrics. Like, people want that simpler. How was that sounding when it was coming through? Was it good? Could y'all hear it or what?
Yeah, we can hear it.
You heard it, like it's a different vibe, but that mug still groovy though. You know what I'm saying? I be on my West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Stuff real tough. So I hear that sound and I automatically like that's my vibe.
Yeah,
You know?
word up. I just was vibing, playing around some Black Egypt. So now you was talking about that one song. I was making that so I could put up another song while we do it. But honestly, I'm glad we talked about my music and we talked about a little bit of my research. I never call myself a scholar, but I do consider myself an independent researcher. And you ain't got to hop such a high bar to consider yourself that. Simply present something to the people that they ain't found in their other research. And I say calling yourself that is qualifiable. But what I've been finding now is that my music is merging more with my knowledge and my research at this age. And so it's easier for me to like put together little stuff that, you know, that might be sounding cool. You feel me?
Why don't you bring me in and play them drums for you though?
Oh, whenever you're ready, bro. Matter of fact, we got to start using this technology better. We could have streams without, you know, they got some apps that don't got so much latency where we could be having old school jam sessions through the computer and recording them and monetizing them by putting them out. Like, I got ideas like that, but you know, whenever. Where are you at, by the way, T'Challa?
I'm in Chicago.
Yeah. So working through the computer might be best first, but I'm always ready to work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. We're gonna link up.
Work.
All right. What about you, Black Panther? You got anything, or you done walked away from the computer?
Nah, I'm here, man. I'm just soaking up everything, taking trips down memory lane in my mind. I just always appreciate your authenticity and your willingness to work, your willingness to get things done. You know, I always appreciated that. And people probably don't remember this, but my first time on Sonetta TV was with Casual. It was when we was in Atlanta, and we were talking about the term suitin versus nisu.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just gotten back from Kemet. So that was you know, my first time on the platform, and it was with Casual, you know. And it was so crazy because I can vividly remember you on Rap City with Hieroglyphics when y'all was outside on that episode, and they was like, you know, talking about y'all, and I can vividly remember that because I had just came from California and moved down south, and you know, I was looking for West Coast music because when you in Atlanta in the '90s, you know that if your name wasn't Tupac, you know, you wouldn't really. You really had a buzz, you know, to really get some West Coast music. So I kind of latched on to y'all because y'all was repping the West Coast, and I was looking for that sound at the time. So I can vividly remember y'all being outside on that wall, and you had that hat on, and I was like, oh man, they call themselves the Hieroglyphics, man. I like that, and it's crazy because I didn't know who you were, man. Even joining the Amen Ra Squad, it didn't click.
Yeah.
Because nobody said Casual.
Yeah.
Everybody said, like Kofi said, everybody said Magi. Or how or Unc called you Smash.
I did that on purpose, bro, because I didn't want to get targeted to get beat up, extra beat up. You feel me? I was like, if I come through trying to act like I'm this rapper, cats gonna be trying to knock my head off and just make me look stupid. So if I just say Jonathan, then they won't know. You feel me? And I could prove whether they favor me because they thought I rapped or whether I had some information. You feel me?
Like, so when you used to like say little bars and stuff, I used to be like, man, you know, you be sounding all right, man. I wonder if, you know, he used to be a rapper back in the day. And one day, I got a real good look at you in person when we did the Science and Technology Conference. And I was like, hold up. Wait a minute, man. You haven't been a part of a group.
Hey, you want to know what's hella funny? Aunt called me out the blue like, man, hold on, man. I got the CD right here in my house, and it looked like you. He was like, tell me this ain't you on this CD that I got. He like, I had your CD because it's sitting right here. And he was like, bro, this you? And I was like, yeah, that's me, bro. But that was a crazy incident because that really flattered me that I'm like, man, he had it. Not only did I was thinking that, some people might not have known, but I was like, bro, I looked through my old CDs and I said, I seen you on the cover and I had to call you, bro. So I don't know. That's cool. It's an honor, though. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, it was like the best kept secret in the comics community at the time. Like nobody really knew who you really was. Like that it was just crazy, man.
I got to carve out my way without people knowing that. So now it's just putting another fold on it. Because if they really want to do the research, they're gonna go to the first Hieroglyphics album, and guess what they're gonna see on the cover? Nubian pyramids, not Egyptian pyramids, but Nubian pyramids back in 1997. You know what I'm saying? And so just to keep it a buck, they could go qualify that by pulling up the cover right now. It was called Third Eye Vision. You know what I'm saying? The pyramids on the front is the ruins of the Sudanese pyramids. And so I'm just only saying that to say I kind of look at it too, like, man, some of this stuff was written for me to do. I had to learn metal netter just for banging hieroglyphics for so long. And meeting all y'all brothers and having all the fun we had, you know what I'm saying, and still got a lot more to have. I ain't even made my pilgrimage to Kemet yet. And so now I know I'm going to be surrounded by some wonderful people. I'm glad I didn't go 10 years ago, because once we finally get our act together and we getting back how it's supposed to be, we supposed to all be out there together telling every curator or every instructor who trying to say something wrong how they out of pocket. You feel me?
It ain't going to be hard because there's a lot of them out there pictures and foolery, and being that we're as well versed as we are, the first thing they gonna ask us is what they asked me. They said, "Oh, you a licensed tour guide? Because you can get licensed out there, and once you get licensed, you can officially lead people, and people like that's their job. Like they go to some school and learn some basic Egyptian history, and then they become licensed, and then like they sit at the airport and wait for foreigners to come through, and they're like, you got anybody to take you through the pyramids? And they're like, nah. They were like, well, you can go with me. I know everything about the pyramids. So,
so I could go over there and bust a quick job real quick.
Man, tear their ass up, man. It's happened to me a few times where one of them tried to get jazzy with me, and then I start asking the questions like, well, what this say? Well, what this say?
Yeah.
Who's this king? Who's this? And they fold like lawn chairs.
That happened to me. Go ahead.
They don't really know about the the language portion because there's nobody over there teaching medew netcher. They're just teaching basic Egyptian history. So yeah, we all got over there. We bust heads.
I had this guy trying to sell me and my daughter some Egyptian art, B, and had to go as far as to try to convince me to buy it by telling me what it said on there. And I looked at my daughters, they was in town from Atlanta, and it was just a weird moment that this guy actually tried to front and start fake reading the glyphs in front of me. I was like, oh, wow, I just guess he looks at me and he just know I don't know nothing he talking about. So I started correcting him, and I really was correcting him because he was trying to say it said Tadak Amen because he knew the piece said Tadak Amen, but Tadak Amen's name is Neb Keperura. It do say Tadak Amen, but he didn't have the part that said Tadak Amen. He had one I was trying to buy that said Neb Keperura. So he gonna step up on me and my daughter's like, it says Tut Amen. It was and I looked at my daughters and was like, this can't be happening right now. Like, and I actually told him, I said, for real? I started letting him just go on. Yeah, he was trying to tell me, and I was like, bro, that ain't what I say. And I started saying, this is his other name. It's just, I didn't even beat him up. I just explained it. I was like, this ain't that name. If it was Tadak Amen, you see the bird in the moon. I was like, right here, this Neb Keperura. And then he looked at my daughters and was like, your dad is good. That's exactly what he said. But I was happy that he said that because my daughters was visiting me from Atlanta and we had not spent that much time together. And as soon as this happened. So they was flattered too, looking like, oh, Pop's just clown dude. Like, but yeah, so, that's a phenomenon. And we know not even for my little personal amusement, but actually our history is being told to other people, whether they want to call it our history or not. African history is being told by licensed quote unquote curators. Imagine what they teach them before they could go into the pyramids and tell you something, you know what I'm saying?
You already answered that question. I wanted to ask you about you being a part of the hieroglyphics crew. You know, did it actually force you to learn the session meta netcher? But you said it did, kind of did.
It did.
Let's talk about, man. I meant to get the book off the shelf and have it over here at my desk, but let's talk about, man, your book for a minute, man. The handbook for the conscious community was well, first, you know, because I just me. I just like that when it comes to books and stuff, it just like questions and stuff that pop through my head because we have a publishing company.
What up?
Was the Magi Vanguards of Kemet, the handbook for the conscious community, was it self-published or you went through a publishing company?
Oh, self-published. I self-published it with a online self-publisher.
Well, what was the name of that company, man?
It was called Blurred.
Okay.
I remember you were Blurred, man.
Yeah,
I
mean,
remember that.
back in the day, y'all got to remember, when we was first doing this, the only one who was published at that time was a Sars. And so in the day and age of, or the only one of us who was published at that time was a Sars, and he was going through a different process that I figured was different than what I want to go through. But I could re-offer my book through other means, but it don't matter. My goal is to get the information to the people, and so who I went through, none of that really mattered. It's like what record label you signed on or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely it doesn't matter at all. Like you know, we have tons of books. Like last year we released, I think, like several books. We went through KDP Amazon, and you know, that's who made the copies and stuff, but we never would tell people to go to Amazon and buy the books. We got a website, KofiPiesie.tv.com, that was built by Asar and Hotep last year. So that's where we sold our books. And so we try to direct people to that website and not Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, a lot of times, like what you saying with these platforms, like now we got our publishing company. And the book that I showed earlier, the first book that was on our publishing company, it's on Amazon, it's in Barnes and Noble, it's in Target, it's in Lulu, it's in Ingrain, it's
Y'all
in,
book is all of them places.
It's in all. If you come to Same Tree Different Brands Publishing, I guarantee you that we can get your book on all those platforms. And I was saying that before it come out, so you can go Google Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo.
I wouldn't have no problem having that discussion.
Yeah.
Like I would totally not have no problem having that discussion. That's what I do myself, but with music, and so I know that's just business, and it's definitely like type of conversations we should be open to. We more or less be trying to do this. If he could do it, I could do it. And so I wouldn't mess with you, and I'm gonna go figure out how you did it, look at all your links and try to do it myself. That's why we do that to each other so much.
We do that, but we do. We actually do that.
Yeah, I know, and I hate it. And so even like how much I deal with the cryptos and everything, I see people trying to get into it, but they don't want to talk to me about it. But then they'll go post something that their company's doing, and I'm like, dang, that's hella crazy, because I've been straight trying to talk to them about crypto. I don't want to go off on the other, but I'm just giving an example of something I've given a lot of thought to. People do the same stuff. Excuse my language.
That's crazy, man. I see that all the time, man. But yeah, man, kind of talk about the book, because like the more I started following you, like I said, you impressed me that day that I seen. That was my first time ever seeing you, and you impressed me. And then like after that, might have been a little bit later, I don't know, might have been around the same year or something like that. I think you did a debate, and then I think after the debate, you already had the website up, but I wasn't privy to it then, the what is it? The Rap
It all
God?
happened at around. Oh, no, you talking about Magi website or Casual Rap
Oh,
God?
the Rap God.
Oh yeah. Oh, Rap God WordPress.
Rap God.
Yeah, I've been writing on that since 2011. So
Okay.
that's about 10 years old now. And that's what I want to share to anybody who's watching this show who wants to see what type of material is in my book. And please notice if you can't afford the book, and I do this in a lot of my stuff, you can go read the majority of the articles in that book. You can't read them all, obviously, but you can read the majority of the articles in full. The full articles are chapters in my book at rapgod.wordpress, rapgod.wordpress.com, rapgod.wordpress.com. You go there, you're going to be getting a lot of information. Trust me, a lot of that stuff, a lot of the research came out of heavily intense debates with my peers on the Amen Ra Squad and trying to earn my accolades as a researcher, improving the things and bringing forward stuff I brought forward was true. Not trying to have my ideas. Well, I don't want to say not trying to have my ideals falsified, but defending against the improper falsification of my ideas about Africa, about the Bible, and about plenty of things. It turned into what my work was. And so if you read in the articles and you're like, man, this is cool, and you do want to support it, you can go buy Magi, a handbook for the conscious community. All you really have to do to find it is put Magi, Madjai, and Jonathan Owens in Google, and it'll lead you right to a link. But I'll share all the links with the staff so they can attach it to the video.
Yeah. I definitely want to take the link and put it in the description, man. After the show, I want to put it in the description for people that might want to go buy it. And because I read a lot of those articles before the book came out, man. And when the book came out, man, I went and got the book, but and it cleared up like a lot of misinformation, man, that was out there. I actually used the book for one of the guys when I moved back home. He's a Moor, and he was referring to the word myrrh. It's more. It was a lot of other stuff, man, that I used in that book. Might have been in that same chapter, or I think you had like 2 chapters.
It was 2 chapters on that right there.
Yep.
One was called No More Kimming, No More.
Mhm.
And then it was another one, but it was basically, again, it's a Magi handbook for the conscious community. It's just like if you need the handbook for how to work this beat machine or something, you know what I'm saying? If somebody talking to you saying the Moors mean MR, if it ain't no other place to go to deal with people saying stuff like that. If somebody's saying this happened in Kemet, something devious, it ain't no other book to go to have to form a response for some of that stuff. And that's why I kind of like wanted to do that. But it could be done again, and it could be done better. And I know us in this group have had some adversity dealing with the quote unquote conscious community. I understand that. I don't want to say adversity, but but still, I still will write a Magi handbook for the conscious community part 2, and maybe put some of the issues we have, you know what I'm saying, with the community, because ain't nobody got no rule book. Where's the rule book? Who even wrote that? Somebody should make a small little manual, even if it's only 10 pages, and it'd be like, look, if you ain't got the pamphlet on how to act in the community, then you can't put yourself forward. But furthermore, I don't want to be filibustering, but I want to say this always can happen when you got certain type of communities that ain't based on nothing but talk. It's like we could be a football club. We could be at a sports bar because we not trying to manifest nothing together. When we start trying to manifest real things in the real world, a lot of that stuff gets cast to the side. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that with anything that becomes real until you get to the point where, Malcolm and the nation got to. You see what I mean? They parted ways too on a grander level. But it was still the same type of a party, ideological party, even though they had accumulated assets and they build up their ideologies far beyond just being talking points to look smart. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Peace, sister
Hey,
Anisha.
let me tell you my favorite part of this book.
Hold on, Unc, I'm calling you Unc B. But Nisha, appreciate that. She put your Rap God WordPress in the chat, and she put the link for your book. So if y'all don't have that book, please go out there and
Word up. Thank you, sister.
smash and check out. Buy the book, man. We got to support each other, man. He put time and effort, man, and dedication and putting out a book for the people, man. So if he can, at least if he did that for the people, at least you could do is go buy the book. We purchase, we go out and buy True Religion. I don't know if they still buying that stuff, but True Religion jeans, which is $100, $200.
Yeah.
We go and spend $50, $60 on just a shirt. I just bought one outfit for $100. That's crazy. I used to could get 3 outfits for for $100. I can get 3 or 4 outfits. I spent one outfit for my son, $100. So we can do that, man. Or go out and eat and spend $100 on eat, man. Y'all can go out and spend 30 bucks, man, and get our good brothers book, man. We just
That's
gotta
right.
support each other, man. But go ahead, Ben, and I got one more question.
Yeah, man. My favorite part of or the part of the book that I would say I got the most out of is the part of the book where he talks about how quote unquote monotheism in the Bible really isn't monotheism, and he breaks down how even in the Bible, before the version that most people use today in churches, well, black churches, the King James version, but how these other places in the Bible that you see in the King James version just say God, these versions, in the Hebrew Bible and other Bibles have names, like El Shaddai and all of these other names, and he shows how he breaks down how these are different gods. Like these aren't the same, they don't come from the same origin, and their different names relate to it not really being monotheism as it's been presented to us. And I thought that was a brilliant part of the book because they try to play African people like we're the only polytheistic folks or have the quote unquote polytheism in our history. And, you broke that down to where, you can't say that we the monotheists and y'all the polytheists.
Exactly.
Because it's not true. It's
Exactly.
not true at
I
all.
appreciate that. And a lot of that work was done just to dismantle all that misunderstanding about the netcher, about the different aspects of divinity that we find in African cultures. I'm just like, look, man, this is how y'all's was too. Basically, it just was the understanding that people had before some priestly tradition tried to superimpose monotheism on a text that wasn't monotheistic. So that's like us going back to Kemet, get to give the same example in Kemet, we would be saying that every netcher was a nickname for Ra. That's what they be doing. That's saying Shu, oh no, that's just a nickname for Ra. Ma'at, oh, that's a nickname for Ra. That's exactly what they did. Exactly. So I'm glad that you pointed out that you enjoyed that chapter, and I appreciate that, bro, for real.
Oh, absolutely. And that part about, the twins, because that I've seen that glyph so many times by people, of the community that, are pushing a certain agenda and they try to make those twins, like they practice a certain type of lifestyle. So I appreciated you not only proving that wasn't true, but you gave those twins names. That's important because nobody ever says their names. Nobody ever gives them or talks about their life. And you broke down how they had, wives and children that were buried with them. And that is important because that glyph is used as a way to promote misinformation about Kemet. And that segues into another type of lifestyle that they didn't support. So I think that's for me, that's one of the other more important passages in the book.
I appreciate that. Hey, what can I say? This is the work that the community made us do in order to provide a place where you can actually go and say, man, I got something. I'm gonna beat him up. He was just saying this. You feel me? I'm gonna go to page 38 because a lot of those issues you can't find nobody discussing them. So it might be a highly specialized book that's only good for a small group, but within that group, it is very useful. And again, the book is Magi, a handbook for the conscious community.
Yeah, man. And we, and we got to appreciate more people that, just not talking, man. Like, a person that, like I said, putting time, effort, and having the discipline to sit down and research things, what I'm saying, and understand and doing it with, proper research methodology, man, and then taking it and then putting it into a book form and then putting it out there for the people, man. I appreciate that. We all need to start appreciating that more, man, and supporting supporting when, us and various other people put out publications, man. We need to go and support it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for that as well, because you're not another person just on YouTube just running off at the mouth. Anybody can get on here and run off at the mouth, but can you take it and you can and apply with proper research methodology and then put together a good piece of work and present it to the people and it be received well, to the people, man. So again, man, I appreciate you for that, man.
Yes, sir.
For putting that book out. I got one more question, man, and we finna wrap it on up, man.
Okay.
This is a question, and it was a question. But I'm asked. Because actually, I'm going to interview every member of the Amen Ra Squad. I started out. I actually did. It wasn't an interview. I already interviewed, but it wasn't on this. I interviewed, and that's how actually the show Warrior Scholar Show got started. Was I interviewed Ben and Unc at the same time, and I entitled it Warrior Scholars. And from that show, I just said, man, I want to do a show called Warrior Scholars, man. And that was the birth of that. But when I did the show, Where is the Amen Ra Squad? And Unc came on a panel, I asked him that same question. But I said, I'm going to talk to each, because I got some information from Unc about the history. And then I'm going to be interviewing another Amen Ra Squad. I interviewed you today, and I'm going to interview another Amen Ra Squad member next week. And then the week after that, I'm going to interview another Amen Ra Squad member. And I'm going to ask y'all, I'm going to keep asking this question. You know what I'm saying? So is the Amen Ra Squad going to be reassembled in the near future?
What? I told Ankh if we ain't, it's no longer going to be Ankh and the Amen Ra Squad. It's going to be Magi and the Amen Ra Squad. But that's I said that in all joke and just to put the fire under my good brother, because like we all know, it was brother Ankh who brought me to a lot of the community too. So I'm just, that's just a joke. But what it's said to say is we need to reform, regroup, and come back, however it is, not just talking no more. I mean, we all are published, but you know how I talk about assets and accumulation and putting things together and cooperative economics. I feel like I can't really be involved in something that needs some type of leadership without pushing for these type of ideologies. I wanted to add something in closing when we get to that point, but I don't know if we're there yet. But yeah, the Amen Ra Squad is always around. We always doing it. And I'm just want to talking to Ankh about how you want to, move right now.
All right, so that's two yeses. The Amen Ra Squad is be reassembled. And I'm asking that is because a lot of people, the reason why I did the show Where is the Amen Ra Squad is because, and it was actually to give y'all flowers and actually to show, because I got a thing, if you see on my screen, it's the new Independent African Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the new community. And the first conscious community you had the American Negro Academy, and then you had the Independent African Academy. And these individuals had codes of conducts, they had mandates, and they had goals to facilitate. And they used the Taladin 10 ideology, you know what I'm saying, which consists of high education, creating intellectual men and women, or exceptional men and women, or researchers, or individuals who can go and get the information and come back in the community and present accurate and sound information to the community. So we started the new Independent African Academy, but I wanted to show and highlight that y'all are the bar. Y'all is the bar that we measuring, because y'all bring in so many different things when it comes to this illusional conscious community. Before then, like I said, the only person I seen at that particular time when I watched Shotnetta was I keep forgetting the brother name. What's the brother with the ponytail? And I done talked to the guy over the phone and been on his streams before, but it's been a long time. Shaka was the only person at that time that I seen that actually showed some sources, and that was that. And after that, y'all was demanding, source up or shut up. Y'all was showing sources, and then y'all was actually breaking down what is proper research methodology, and then y'all introduced popularized the word pseudo, and so y'all and through that, y'all set that same standard as the African American Academy and the Independent African Academy, these high intellectual individuals who were coming back and, learning these things and then teaching the community. Y'all was teaching us these things, man. So I wanted to highlight that, and then show from the Amen Ra Squad, it birthed all these other groups like the Mossi Warrior Clan, Team Osiris, New Black Knowledge, Kofi Piesie Research Team, and a few other ones I think I named on there. Excuse me if I'm forgetting the Dagger Squad. So all these things come up under, Amen Ra Squad. So they had to go and study the Amen Ra Squad in order to, to kind of get things, things right. So they went and studied. So y'all are the measuring rod. So that's why I am, adamant about asking the question, and hope that we able to see the Amen Ra Squad, Amen Ra Squad form like Voltron again, man, and come back and bring things to the community, because we need that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we waiting. I remember when you asked me about the Warrior Scholar in the beginning, I said Manito, he was a priest, but he was there when Egypt got taken, and he was one of the survivors, and he survived to give us a history. And I also mentioned Flavius Josephus, and so I'm gonna let my closing remarks just be something I'm reading for y'all right now about what some might know, but some might not know. It's called the Josephus problem. I ain't even gonna read it. I'm gonna explain to you that he was supposedly trapped. A fighting Jew, Josephus, was trapped by Roman soldiers, him and 40 of his men trapped in the cave. And they said, look, and this is what I mean by Warrior Scholar. He's a historian, but we could still get it in. They was like, look, instead of surrendering, we're going to kill ourselves. We're going to commit suicide instead of walking out. It's called the Josephus problem, so you can look it up. And so they decided, it was 40 of them, yo, and they decided that instead of killing themselves, each man next to the man is supposed to kill the next man. Like the man next to you is supposed to kill the man to the left of him. Well, it turns out in this problem that everybody killed everybody, and only Josephus and he say by the luck of God or by the stroke of God or by whatever, but I think he might have been, if the story is true, he might have been the swindling mathematician who came up with a way for everybody to kill themselves, and then only him and one other of his partners didn't kill themselves, and they escaped to the Romans, and that's how the history that Josephus brings us survive. I only said that to say those type of images, no disrespect to anybody, but those type of images pop up in my head when I be thinking of Warrior Scholar, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a crazy situation as a Jew for people to know about that math problem called the Josephus problem.
I'm definitely gonna check it out, the Josephus problem. And again, for people, please go, like I said, go support our brother Smashwell work. Also go support our work. Again, if you see up here, I got my book up here, Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo. please go get that publication, as well as the collective book that we just released last week. Not like 2 weeks ago, Spearmaster, Historical Survey in the Minds of African Warrior Scholars. Also go cop that publication as well as what SARS COVID taught me, written by Sean, Sean Calfani, who is also a member of the Mossi Warrior Clan and a member of Kofi Piesie research team. Please go get all of these publications. It is on Saintree, different branch publishing. That's www.saintreepublishing.com. Man, we wrapping it up again, man, brother. Smash, man, I appreciate you, man. I still had tons of questions, man, but like I said, I'm trying to keep it an hour and a half. I got another interview here, probably another hour or so, man. For those also, I'll be coming back with the pseudo killers member, Sheffrin L. I'll be interviewing him here in little over an hour or so. So y'all tune back in for that interview as well, man. But I enjoyed the interview, bro. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to ask everything I want to ask, but I asked some of the things that I definitely wanted to know. And,
hey, Kofi.
Answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me debo my way in here real quick.
Yeah, hurry up, cause we got to close out.
Yeah, one quick question. Smash, independent or major?
Independent.
So you need all them chips, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna get at least 7 times the money every time. When I was on the major, they was giving me less than $1 a record sold. And then when we went independent, we was getting at the least $5 a record sold.
Is it worth that energy that you got to put into it though?
Yeah, it is. It is, because you can sell a lot less and get a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And you don't be in debt forever. I was in debt to Jive Records for years after I was out of that contract. Like, they still was trying to think they could get some money from the sales of my record. So they wouldn't give me nothing because I still was owing them. But in the meanwhile, we had our own company that was independent that was making way more than that. And they didn't have no rights to that. You feel me?
Hey,
You gotta work. You gotta work when you're independent, though, huh? You got to put the work in, though. When you're independent, you can't.
You definitely do. But nowadays it's easier. These kids ain't even putting in the work. I know disrespect to them, some of them are, but they just building up a following. And it takes work too to build up your following. But some of them has just got a following already. It's crazy, yo. And then think about it. If you already got 300,000 followers, then the work already done. You could just say, I got a single coming Thursday. And people you're gonna at least get 20,000 sales out of those 300,000 people, maybe 10,000, but that's a lot of sales.
Oh yeah, one more thing, man, before we get out of here.
Hey, Kofi, I got some too, man.
Man, it's y'all late to the party. Y'all late to the
you
party. I got
ball
another
hog, man.
interview, an hour and a half, man. An hour and a half. That's why I sent the link out early. But go ahead, so I can end the show. I got something else to do before I go on with Sheffrin. Go ahead.
What up?
What's up? What's up, Magi? This is
How you
Ted.
doing? What's up?
Good. Now I wanted to see if you could talk a little bit, because I know you got a crypto coin, right? Yeah, like what, like how did you do that? Like how do you get your own crypto coin?
Well, it's a process of learning how to deploy a coin to the blockchain. When you're learning, you can either learn about deploying to the Ethereum blockchain or to the Binance Smart Chain, which I deploy our coins to. One coin we got for independent artists is to help raising fund for independent artists is called Hiro Coin. But that's it's based on cooperative economics, but it's only going to be for artists who got projects they need to get funded for. I have another project that's community-based called Co-op-Eco, based on cooperative economics, Co-op-Eco. Co-op-Eco is a coin that if you're a contributor, you get the rights to submit proposals to withdraw funds. But the only way you'll be able to withdraw funds is if 50% of the contributors approve you. And so that's a dope ass way that we can put our money together. And I got a lot of momentum with this, and I don't want to keep my man for too long. But if y'all want to look into it, y'all can check my YouTube page, Smash Rockwell, and see more. Look through my videos, you'll see more. I'm talking about all of our cryptos or whatever. You can check out hieroglyphics.com. Or you can check out Casual Rap God on Instagram to get in touch with me, casual@hieroglyphics.com.
All right. Let me do this. I'm gonna change cameras real quick. All right. Hope y'all can see that. Also, go get the Mboka shirt. This is another version of the Mboka shirts. Our ancestors are the greatest. You can also get this on Mboka Family Connect apparel. Go get you some Family Connect apparel. Let me change that back out. But all right, man. We out here. I appreciate you, Jonathan, man, for coming on, man, and allowing us to interview you, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. And we'll be seeing you out there in those YouTube streets, man.
Word up. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks a lot.
No problem, man.
All
And,
right.
go ahead. You had something?
No, I was just gonna say to the panel too. Yeah, peace and thanks for the panel for coming through.
All right. I said Shimim Hotep. I said ETM Hotep in the beginning, which means bring forth peace. So now I'm gonna say Shimim Hotep, which means to depart in peace, peace and Black African power. And we'll see y'all at the next show. Again, I'll be interviewing Chef Renell, who is a member of the Pseudo Killers here within the next hour. Peace.
Peace, peace.